else you put, was reading something yesterday that the droplets can survive for at least 3 hours. Outside the host before. That's enough to get people worried that you don't joke with decontaminating surfaces and all that. Anywhere you notice a COVID-19 positive patient has been quickly decontaminated. So yes, good one from those hospitals in Lagos, and that's why I said anywhere in the country that such hospitals might exist, ensure you decontaminate them. That's why even government is saying that private hospitals should not handle such cases. There's so much needed to handle such cases. Private hospitals can't afford it. That's the truth. That's the truth. Even government hospitals are not doing it. They create special locations, special environment, isolation centers for things like this. Let's not be victims of what we can avoid. Okay, so details of that news: St. Nicholas Hospital shut over coronavirus. Abia closes hospital. Details on page 6 of the Nation newspaper.
Now, federal government will use a BVN to identify poor, vulnerable Nigerians, says a minister on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune.
That's dear Umar Farouk. She has been saying it now. Let them just go ahead and do it. How nice will it be, Tola? We just get here this morning and people start calling that we have been receiving a lot too. We have been receiving a lot too. Before you know it, now everybody will start shouting the name of the government, praising them. Hey, go ahead and do it. Don't just tell us.
But if they're going to use BVN, well, so I would say some comfortable or middle class Nigerians might just go and empty their account.
I think they said it that people who have 5,000 in their account will not be eligible. Anything above 5K. Tola, you are not eligible. We understand.
If people were to play smart, I also think that there should be a way that they would be able to see your recent transactions.
They have all these details actually. Except they don't want to use it.
So the
BVN gives, if you have 1 million accounts, whether dollar, naira account, master visa card, they know your BVN brings out everything. So except they don't want to use it, and the moment they just put 1 and 2 together, forget this guy gets this amount of money every month. It's not one of those. So they can easily do it. That's why I said just go ahead and activate
that thorough. But my worry again is that how many of these poorest of the poor vulnerable Nigerians do have bank accounts? That's really my concern now.
I think that's the essence of the conditional cash transfer, and they can begin to engage banks to go and register them. And I think the minister actually, in all fairness to her, confirmed that they are already working on that. Bring the banks to come and register these people rather than be giving them direct cash and then having to they spend money on that logistics alone. I'm sure by the time they audit the account, a lot of money goes into that alone, carrying cash, going around with bullion. So things like this should be, I'm sure they are trying to digitalize it. She mentioned that anyway, so wish her the very best. We can't wait. I'm sure a lot of people can't wait to start receiving alerts.
Definitely.
So they should just go ahead and get it done. Buhari Lawan Tinubu NBA affair orders mourn Akinjide. Second Republic Justice Minister dies at 88. He died in the early hours of yesterday. Details of that on pages 5 and 23. Condolence messages coming in.
And reaction from Baba's daughter, I presume that's former minister George Jumake Akinjide, says my father was sad about turn of events, but hopeful of a new Nigeria.
Yes, so
now Buhari, OBJ, Makinde, Adebanjo, Afenifere, others mourn. That's on page 6 and 7 of the Nigerian Tribune.
All right, a flurry of condolence messages there. Wish him may so rest in peace and perfect peace.
And notice the older generation of politicians and elder statesmen, we seem to be gradually losing that generation.
That's life. People come, people go. But then of course, how much knowledge, how much information, how much wisdom is going to the grave with these people.
Yes, these are mobile libraries, mobile encyclopedias, and we pray that.
I hope we begin to maximize persons like this. I mean, somebody like Malami will learn a lot from Tifa Kinjide. I can assure you a lot. You know, all these some avoidable mistakes that we make. Even state commissioners, you know, for justice, attorney generals have a lot to learn from these babas. How did you do it, Baba? What happened? You know, there are a lot of things that it would have happened, and they would not be doing, you know, damage control and all that. Why not learn from people who have been through this?
But you know, a lot of these elder statesmen, well, towards the twilight of their lives, much of the time they decide to keep quiet, because when they talk, it seems as if nobody actually listens again.
Everybody cannot be pulling Obasanjo now. You know, thank God for him. Anyway, he chooses to continue to talk. But most old men would rather not.
Most of them do keep quiet nowadays. So we keep looking.
You know, somebody was telling me, so the man is actually still alive. I thought he had died. I said, talking about like Baba Kinjide now. I said, yeah, he's alive now. I said, he never died. I thought he had. I said, no. He's alive. I mean, he just died recently. He had been alive. So, well, there's a lot to learn from people like this. We hope the younger generation will begin to bridge that gap, you know, and, you know, learn from these people. It's very important. There's a lot of wisdom loaded in people like this, experience that money cannot buy. You know, inflation, just like you said, inflation rises to 12.26%. Nigeria set for the worst ever oil price crash. Details of that on pages 25 and 37. We're due for commercial break. Time check 6:44 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. right here on Newsbeat in Oluyole 98.5 FM. We'll go for a break. When we're back, the program continues. Don't go anywhere.
Mama, brother, sister, coronavirus will be COVID-19. Make we not use and play, because if it keep person, coronavirus na very bad disease wey fit spread from one person go reach another one if we not dey careful. But what we fit do to avoid them? Make sure say you dey wash your hand well with soap and water from tap for 20 seconds. Make you dey use hand sanitizer wey dem use alcohol make to take and rub your hand well. Make sure say you not dey touch your face or any person face or even hold anybody self. Always give people 1 meter or 3 feet gap. If you see say person dey cough or sneeze, make you take off from the person. But anytime you want cough or sneeze, make sure say you do am inside your elbow where you fold. If you come there like say you get fever, sore throat plus cough, and you come dey sneeze join, make you lock yourself inside house and care make you call 0800-9700-0010 and person go attend to you sharp. This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, COVID.
News Beats.
All right, so glad to know you're still there. You're listening to Oluyole 98.5 FM. And if you're just joining us, it's News Beats, newspaper review program in English. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
I'm Tola Teriba.
All right, so before we end that break, we're giving you headlines from The Nation and Tribune newspaper. I think we still have some headlines right there.
Well, this is sad and worrisome as well. 4 die as cars ram into joggers bystanders in Lagos. People jogging as a result of the lockdown, and they get rammed into by cars. And what were the cars doing on the streets anyway?
Jogging in front of your house. But then, of course, we would not know. Those people might actually be in front of their house anyway. They might have been in front of their house. So, well, if you must jog with care. And at this period, I mean, what are people looking for on the road? I mean, there was no traffic in Lagos yesterday on 3rd Mainland Bridge. I mean, I was discussing with someone, say, oh boy, I'm in the traffic. Where? Say 3rd Mainland Bridge. I said, are you joking? Say it's on 3rd Mainland Bridge.
And could they all have been on essential service?
Well, the guy is a journalist anyway, a broadcast journalist. He was going to work anyway, you know. But I'm like, so where is everybody? He said he was surprised though. 3rd Mainland Bridge.
And you see, people who deliberately flout the lockdown will now be hindering those who are supposed to get to those on essential services who are supposed to get to one place very quickly, especially
thinking the road will be free. You know, after all, there's not now traffic. So I think we all have a lot of work to do. While it's easy to blame government for everything, it's very easy. I mean, that's the easiest victim anytime we're talking about things like this. But we as citizens, can we begin to tell ourselves the truth? Must you move around? Must you go and greet somebody? Must you go and visit somebody? It's this don't be a jump there that even spreads the thing itself. Stay at home. Stay safe. It's better that way. It's better that way.
And God so good, you can, if you have to gist, you can do your gist via technology.
So much social media platforms out there.
I think Oyinbo has made all that easy.
I'm telling you.
You can speak on video phone and all that.
That's it. Plenty apps out there. Zoom, you can gather all your friends, like 20 of you, be chatting. And you see yourself, you hear yourself. It's better than just moving around. And all right, well, I hope they didn't die anyway.
Of course they did. 4 dies.
God.
I'm sorry, I'm not supposed to be.
Well, no, it's the news. It's not your job. It's not. I mean, you just have to read it. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. Well, may they rest in peace. Can you imagine? COVID-19 didn't kill them, not the virus now.
Cars that are not supposed to be on the road.
Okay. All right. Just take this set of news one after the other in the Nation newspaper. Oil price drops to $21 on lack of demand. 2 patients die in Lagos. I mean, COVID-19 patients. Ekiti doctor test positive. This thing is becoming regular these days. Healthcare workers catching the virus in the line of duty.
On the front line.
Kwara count convicts violators. Capital market to raise 1 billion naira. Stop stigmatizing patients. No date yet for WASE NECO. I mean, those who are waiting to write the exams. No date yet. But please be reading. Study at home.
Don't play away all your time.
Watch and listen to TV, radio. School on here is on Oluyole 98.5 FM and BCS TV. Don't just sit down and say, after all, there's no date. You will write the exam.
And there's no school.
You will write the exam. It's a fact. It's concluded. Yes, the date might not have been fixed yet, but you will definitely write the exams. So if you have kids or words preparing, please ensure they are reading. Ensure, no matter how, that they are studying every day.
COVID-19 will pass.
Yes,
your exams will come.
Definitely. I remember my days on campus that time. Say, will exam hold? If you like, postpone it for 1 year. You will come back and write it. It's fixed. They would not cancel the exam and say, I know, everybody move to the next level. Nobody is moving to the next level with that exam. You will write that exam. So settle it in your mind. Please take this time out to study. Help your kids too to study. Okay? Media are frontline soldiers. Yes, so we are. Whether COVID or no COVID, we have to find our way here. Bielsa extends lockdown. I'm positive, says CNN's Richard Quest. Oh, I felt somehow years when I read it. Richard Quest of CNN says he's positive for coronavirus. Wish him all the very best. Stay at home, stay well. You can start presenting from house. It is well. All right, so that's it. Details of all those news on pages 4, 6, 7, 8, 25, and 30 of the Nation newspaper.
And we have this one: military airstrike kills cause of bandits in Niger, Yobe. And we won't allow forceful takeover of our land by herdsmen. Ondo community cries out. Now, I'm worried. We seem to be hearing more and more of the activities of killer herdsmen nowadays.
I'm telling you, how they.
In recent days,
those guys are not on lockdown. I'm wondering where they move through the bushes mostly, but security just need to find a way to curb this. They can't just continue marauding like that. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. Time check 6:51. I think we just take some stories very quickly before it's 7 when we open the phone lines for the people. Okay, sports. You have some sport news right there.
ACON 2021 faces postponement. And the Ronaldo Sparks isolation controversy.
We know. COVID-19, Abdallah backs Plateau United for MPFL title. Chukwueze moves future transfer to Chelsea.
Now, why shunned Arsenal? That's coming from Enyama.
Okay, Wiki tourist coach loses sister in Kano. Yeah.
And COVID-19 are more worried by Eagles' safety than new contracts.
And Tokyo Olympics, Ogunkoya offers medal-winning tips to athletes. That's from one medal winner to to another, or to some potential ones. Tips how they can prepare and win medals in the Olympics. Thank you, Mama. Supporters Club mourns Abba Kyari. Yeah. Nigeria Football Supporters Club mourns former Chief of Staff to the President, Abba Kyari, right there. Details of all those headlines, page 31 of the Nation newspaper. We go straight to key stories on the pages of the dailies today. Let me start with this one. COVID-19, Edo, Oyo, Kano, Osun under special watch. Badly hit COVID-19 states such as Kano, Oyo, Edo, and Osun have been placed under special watch by the federal government. The 4 states have recorded unexpected rise in positive cases of the pandemic. In the latest figure of positive cases confirmed by the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC) last night, Lagos has 59, followed by FCT 29, Kano 14, Borno 6, Katsina 4, Ogun 3, and a case each in Rivers and Bauchi. The 117 cases reported by NCDC take the national tally to 782. We sure we won't eat 1,000 by Friday. The federal government said yesterday that it would pay particular attention to the 4 states as it revs up its collaboration with state governments in the battle to halt spread of the virus. The federal government did not say what type of special help it will render to the states, but President Buhari doled out 10 billion naira to Lagos State, which is the epicenter of the pandemic in the country, with almost 300 cases. It explained that the special focus on the 4 states would center on helping them coordinate their anti-COVID-19 activities and intervention in non-pharmaceutical areas. Chairman of the Presidential Task Force (PTF) on COVID-19, Boss Mustafa, and National Coordinator Dr. Sani Aliu made this known during the daily briefing by PTF in Abuja yesterday. COVID-19, Edo, Oyo, Kano, Osun under special watch. Details on the front page of the Nation newspaper.
And I'm talking economy and palliatives. Federal government will use a BVN to identify poor, vulnerable Nigerians, says the minister. Now, the federal government is set to expand the social register for palliative distribution by employing digital models, including the use of bank verification number (BVN). Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Disaster Management, Sadia Farouk, disclosed this in Abuja on Tuesday while responding to questions at Presidential Task Force briefing on COVID-19. She noted that the digital measure would be faster and make the distribution more effective. We are using other models, including BVN, to identify bank accounts. We are also using mobile phone networks to identify poor and vulnerable people in the society. This is going to be faster, transparent, and give room for more accountability, she said. And I'll also quickly take this one.
Please go ahead.
It's talking about the origin of coronavirus and probably putting paid to the various conspiracy theories we've been having. Coronavirus likely of human origin, no sign of lab manipulation, WHO says. Now, the World Health Organization, WHO, said on Tuesday that all available evidence suggests the novel coronavirus originated in animals in China late last year and was not manipulated or produced in a laboratory. US President Donald Trump said last week that his government was trying to determine whether the virus emanated from a lab in the central Chinese city of Wuhan, where the coronavirus pandemic emerged in December, Reuters reported. All available evidence suggests the virus has an animal origin and is not manipulated or constructed in a lab or somewhere else, WHO spokeswoman Fadila Chaib told a Geneva news briefing. It is likely that the virus is of animal origin. Coronavirus likely of animal origin, no sign of lab manipulation, WHO says. Now, President Trump is smelling a rat.
Well, trust him. He's always pretty good with such things. There's this story here. Oil price crash. We're ready for the worst, says federal government. The federal government is prepared for the worst following further crash in the global price of crude oil. It was learned yesterday. All economic agents of the government are set to be collaborating as Nigeria braces for the challenges from the prevailing global economic realities. A source at the Ministry of Finance told the nation yesterday. According to the source, from all the conversations we have heard, Nigeria is prepared for the worst, and I think the government and the central bank are in it together. On the fiscal front, the source disclosed that the Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Mrs. Zainab Ahmed, in one of her conversations, said that the price of crude oil might go as low as what we are even expecting. The general idea is that plans are being made. The Honorable Minister, in one of interactions, said if the price of crude oil goes lower than what we're even expecting, the plan is being made and we're prepared for it. The source said the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, Governor Godwin Emefiele recently mentioned at a meeting that we are planning for the worst. So for now, that is the situation, and hopefully things might change. The source hinted that part of the plan will be hinged on looking at the whole idea of insisting on diversification. Oil price crash, we're ready for the worst, says federal government. I'm of the opinion that the federal government will always be fine. I've checked in the last 20 years minimum. If you look at statistics from the NBS and especially proceeds from the NNPC, comparing it pari passu with the CBN, the federal government will not owe salary. In fact, if they don't pay, they are withholding, just like the ASU lecturers and IPPIS and all that. It is state governments that have a lot of work to do. Because when funds from Abuja drop and start delaying paying salaries, people will complain. We'll do for a commercial break. Time check 6:59 a.m. When we're back, take one or two more stories and we'll open the phone lines. Please don't go anywhere.
Coronavirus not be your friend, oh.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I say coronavirus not be my friend.
Coronavirus not be your friend.
I dey wash my hand with soap for 20 seconds.
Me, I dey use my hand sanitizer.
Me, I dey keep my social distance, oh.
Coronavirus don't dey for town. Mr. Wakadube.
Madam Toko.
Coronavirus don't dey for town.
My sister, my brother, coronavirus don't dey obodo Nigeria, oh. The virus bad well. You fit get am if you touch person wey don't get am, or waiting person wey don't get am touch. Wash your hand well with soap and water for 20 seconds, or use hand sanitizer. Give space of 1 meter or 3 feet from everybody, and stay inside your house. Oh, if wetin you wan go do outside no important well. If you want cough or sneeze, do am inside your elbow wey you fold. If you get cough or high fever and you dey find am difficult to breathe, abeg o, make you call 0800 9700 0010 for help. Abeg, make we join hand fight this disease together. So stay for house, not be forever.
Coronavirus go soon waka.
This message now from Coalition Against COVID-19, COVID.
Newsbeats.
98.5 FM. The program is Newsbeat, newspaper review program in English. Before we went on the break, we were giving you details behind some headlines. You have some stories right there?
Yeah, right. We are reading a story about developments in Nigeria's oil sector. What are some developments? And here we see former candidate of the People's Democratic Party, presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, suggesting some solutions there. It says Atiku stresses need to build strategic oil reserve, seeks internal controls to protect other critical sectors. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar on Tuesday urged the federal government to build a strategic crude oil reserve in the country as part of measures aimed at safeguarding the economy. Atiku gave the charge while reacting to the socio-economic crisis caused by the COVID-19 pandemic on the oil industry. He also underscored the need to put in place internal controls that will protect critical sectors of the economy, including agriculture, automobile, and even intellectual property. Article said the global oil market continues to suffer from the vagaries of the coronavirus pandemic as prices continue to crash due to sudden, massive, and unexpected drop in worldwide demand for crude oil. And we also have this one on page 25. That's talking about inflation. And it says here that Nigeria's annual inflation rate rose for the 7th consecutive month to 12.26% in March, the highest in 23 months, from 12.2% in February. Now, this March rate of increase is 0.06% points higher than the 12.20% recorded in February. The National Bureau of Statistics (NBS) disclosed this on Tuesday in its Nigeria's inflation in its Consumer Price Index report for March 2020. Article suggests need to build strategic oil reserve, and Nigeria's inflation rate rose to 12.26% in March, highest in 23 months. And also coming from the foreign scene this morning, some catchy headlines here. Trump to ban immigration to U.S. amid pandemic. A quiet celebration as Queen Elizabeth turns 94.
Wow, God bless the Queen. I think God save the Queen. God keep the Queen. 90. Wow, 94. Wow, that's a pretty good one there for the Queen. Well, happy birthday, Queen of England.
COVID-19 is not allowing celebrations.
I'm telling you. It's about time to open the phone lines. Time check 7:05 a.m. Destination time 7:30 a.m. Lines are open 08055009850. It's time for you, a distinguished listener. I can see comments on the social media also coming in. Keep it coming, keep them coming. We will pick them in due course. 08055009850 is the line to join the discussion in the studio. I think we have a very first caller here.
All right.
Hello, good morning. Morning, sir. Nice to have you, sir.
I just want to ask that our people government that the testing capacity should increase. It's only because when people are taking their everywhere, the government will still be taken for granted. It should increase the testing capacity so that everybody can get started. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Falado, for your comment. We really appreciate it. All right, Elechi Matthew with the president on Facebook right now. Elechi Matthew with the president's ASU should the president's action, right? ASU should reassess the way and manner that they signed the agreement. It baffles me whenever I hear 2009 agreement, and the question that comes to mind is, why did the government whom they signed with not fulfill their parts? It's because government is government. I mean, they play you small, and all that, so that before you know, their tenure is out. So they should sign realistic agreements that must be signed by the same government that signed it, because it may be difficult for current government to implement agreements signed by their predecessors. Elechi Matthew, right there. Thank you so much. We have another caller here. Right, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir. Your name and location?
My name is Dr. Odewumi from Obumasho.
Nice to have you, sir. Please go ahead with your comment.
I just want to appreciate you and to appreciate God for the life of the Queen. For the life of the Queen.
Okay.
Yeah, that's clock 94 this year.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. These are the Queen's fans here.
All right, quickly, there's a story here coming from Oyo State. It says chairman slash salaries to help fight COVID-19 in Oyo State. And our chairman of boards, parastatals, commissions and agencies in Oyo State have volunteered a 50% pay cut in their net salaries with immediate effect. This was unanimous decision of representatives of the chairman at a meeting held in Ibadan. According to a reliable source, the decision was reached in the light of the unprecedented financial situation brought about by the rampaging coronavirus and the urgent steps which the state government has been taking to stem the spread of the disease.
Well, it's a good one from chairman of Power Start House choosing to have a pay cut. Congratulations to them. I want to say thank you to them. I mean, lessening the burden on the state government. It's a good one, if you ask me.
And this also sounds like was some kudos, some thumbs up to Governor Sheyi Makinde. The NCDC DG was here yesterday. And he said,
with the WHO crew too.
Yeah, and he said Oyo Infectious Disease Center will serve Nigeria, not just Oyo.
Brilliant one. I understand there's a partnership with IITA now. Arguably, IITA has one of the best labs in West Africa right now, if not Africa itself. That lab is world class. So if we can really tap into it, it will really, really help. And I'm sure that's what they're talking about there. What do people have here? It's not just for your state, though. The whole country will benefit from it. We have another caller here. Back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. T and Mr. D.
Morning.
Morning.
Yeah, how's Ibadan today?
Ibadan is cool.
Ibadan is fine.
This is Michael from Ife.
Nice to have you, Mr. Michael.
Yeah, great. I tend to disagree with you, Dayo and Tola, this morning.
You're welcome.
You see, because our government goes again. They wumble and fumble. You see, this group of persons or group of people we call ASU, I've always told you, they are nothing but spoiled children or a spoiled child.
Mr. Michael, that is too strong a word.
Hello, those of us that were brought up by professors that live almost 20-something or 30-something years at the university campus, we know what we are talking about.
Okay.
Now, go to any university in Nigeria. Tell a PhD holder or a professor to bring the work he or she did or have done in the last 10 years. You cannot see more than a paper of a conference he or she attended in Jos or Ife or UI or whatever. Go to any bookshop, no book written by a professor. But what we hear is every 3 months, celebration, hey, Mr. John, Mr. Oluyole, Mr. Konde has become a professor. Nothing productive. They are joining us there. We can equip them to our National Assemblymen that does so little and demands and takes so much. The government are very disappointed me in its asking that they should be paid. These men, their ranks should be broken. They are drawing the economy down. We only have professors, and very soon, like I've always said, we have more professors than students in each university. But let's wumble and fumble once again. And to the Queen, I say long live to the Queen. The Queen does no wrong. I believe Nigerian leaders should learn from the Queen.
Okay.
Long.
I hope you know the Queen is not democratic. She will not spend 4 years and leave. She's there perpetually till she dies.
But the legal like Kinjide, I met him last when I went to sign my venture term in Lagos. That man is great, and I console the family. That guy is great. We forget about people like Malami and what have you, and that Sharia judge we call Tanko Mohammed.
Mr. Michael. Well, thank you so much, sir. Thank you. All right. Thank you so much. Well, I think it's important to clarify here that the fact that some bad eggs amongst lecturers might not be doing their job does not mean all lecturers don't. It's very important to clarify.
I sincerely hope Mama Adiola from
I can assure you she's jeering to respond to that statement.
To respond this
Personally, I would not even, it's really not fair to even just, allow someone just say something. But I decided to just allow him to speak. Everybody has a right to their opinion. But then it will be very wrong. The ivory towers, just like every other parastatal in Nigeria, has bad eggs. No doubt about that. But it will be very wrong to generalize. It's called fallacy of hasty generalization. You don't just conclude that everybody, in the ivory towers, all lecturers, all professors don't work. No, that would not be fair. There are people who are doing very well.
And honestly, I have met a very huge percentage of brilliant and working the university teachers.
People who churn out papers, people who even colleagues abroad want to have in their universities. I mean, Nigerians still go for sabbatical abroad now.
And I've had even Nigerian graduates who have performed excellently well in overseas countries. They were actually taught by these lecturers.
Exactly. So the phone lines are still open: 08055009850, 08055009850. You are free to share your opinions, but please let's not use derogatory terms. I mean, do not use this platform to insult anybody you've wanted to insult all along. Thank you so much.
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, I'm Prince. I
All right, good to have you, Prince.
You are wonderful for the program. God will continue to empower you.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
I want to sympathize with the family of our brother Fijabi. And at the same time, I want to sympathize with the whole nation. The man lives an exemplary life, and I pray God will give him internal rest.
Amen.
Secondly, how many index cases do we have now in the rescue?
I don't get that.
You said how many what exactly?
How many index cases of COVID-19 do we have now in the rescue?
There can only be one index case, and that's the first case. You were asking about active cases.
Active cases.
I'm asking about the active
there
cases.
are 6 active cases in your state right now. 6.
Okay. It's still manageable. Well, I pray God will continue to help our governors to unite in this.
Amen. Amen.
And I pray for you being to die. The protection of God will be upon your life.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. We really appreciate your call. Matthew Olaleru on Facebook, he said, "Good morning. You people are so wonderful. Keep it up. God bless Nigeria. God bless Oyo State." Yes, from Ileru. Thank you, Mr. Matthew Olaleru. Thank you so much. We have another caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Joe from Ogumosho.
Please go ahead, Mr. Jude.
Okay. Firstly, I want to appreciate the government for the step he has taken so far. In considering the citizen by locking down the state completely for now, I pray it will not get to that extent.
Amen.
The second thing I want to talk about is that about the lecturers, the man just that come from if just. I won't like to you about 98%. You said all of them are not bad. 98% of them are just eating up our money. Where
did you get that data? Hello?
Can you show?
What's the source of that data you just released? You just mentioned something now. What's the source of that data?
Can't you see? Haven't you been to our universities? Do you see the evidences around?
You said 98%.
Drink and be laughing and you do all these things.
Okay, go ahead.
This professor lecturer. I don't you don't really see that effect. Although the government are not helping, but on their own side too. There are things they can do that are not that demandable. We don't see the effect on the citizens. So they have to really change. All these rubbish they are doing for now. I don't see it. That's my contribution.
Okay, thank you so much. We really appreciate you. You know, maybe because I'm a data cruncher. I mean, if you must mention something, you must be able to allude to. Okay, according to so percent of people are doing this. 98%.
It's just that. Well, I think it's just that a lot of people are simply not happy with ASU at the moment.
No doubt.
And it's due to these persistent strikes they have children in universities.
I mean, let's not throw the baby and the bathwater.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I can go next to you.
It's like you are close to your radio set. Please move away from it or you turn down the volume. We can hear ourselves.
from Ogbomoso.
Better. Please go ahead.
Yes, I want to appreciate your program. I really enjoy it. This is my first time I hearing your program.
Oh, thank you so much.
But I want to confirm about the center that the governor Makinde wants to organize in Oyo State. Ogbomoso, are they part of the place that will be organized?
Which center for what exactly, my brother?
And for testing of COVID-19.
Okay. Well, I'm not sure any testing center has been started in Ogbomoso, but according to the governor, I'm pretty sure a lot of centers are supposed to come up in the geopolitical zones.
In each of the geopolitical zones for closer access by people.
All right, thank you.
Right. Thank you so much for your call. We really appreciate you. Okay, the phone line is still open. 08055009850. 08055009850. Back to Facebook. Okay, let's pick this call.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, my brother.
Good morning, sir.
Hello.
We can hear you clearly.
Okay. This is Oluyole from Ogbomoso.
Nice to have you. Please go ahead.
Okay, my brother, you people are doing a very good job.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Because as I saying, it's only the corona thing that makes it complicated. But as I return, these people are doing a very good job.
Thank you, sir.
I love the analysis and the way the people look at it. My own take is the issue of council and the federal government. There is another issue in the fact that allow Fijabi to innovate. And I see there is no reason why ASU cannot comply with the federal government. The issue of IPPI, or do they have any skeleton? That's what I'm saying. If they don't have any skeleton, let them just comply with the federal government. Also, the problem of this Ulapa strike here and there at the detriment of the students. So that's my own take.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your call. We really appreciate you. I'm sure Mrs. Adiola will be doing everything possible to get access right now.
One thing that I'm not sure if government is paying this money on humanitarian grounds. The money already owed, and maybe when COVID-19 goes, maybe federal government will still insist on this IPPIS. Because they've already started.
It's a concluded matter, and everybody should enroll on the IPPIS. It's a concluded matter. Mr. President is just okay. Well, they will eat now. At least let's be benevolent.
So it's not as if the end of the industrial action is in sight.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. The phone lines are still open. By the way, I hope you know that today is World Earth Day, April 22. World Earth Day. We celebrate Mother Earth today. We have another caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
This is calling from Fijabi.
Okay.
Okay. This is of lecturers. Let's face it. All of us pass through the university, and we need the attitude. They so believe in themselves that they cannot be corrected. This is only certain Nigeria that lack self-compliant practice. One day, anytime that you see them very serious, maybe they want to achieve, maybe from master level to PhD or to become professor. As soon as they become professor, they stop professoring. That's when they say they are moving from one to another, blocking these young graduates that are ready to work. My own stand, I'm not saying they have not been trying, but they should step up their game in order to prepare our youth for better, for future. That's my concern.
All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you for the call there. Adiola Sunday on Facebook saying, good morning. We can hear your station here in Okiogun this morning. Didn't you hear it yesterday? All right. Thank you so much, Adiola Sunday. Really appreciate you.
It's good to have that feedback.
Very important. We need it. All right. Agbomojo Ulewa says, well done, Mr. Daya, Mr. Tola. It's not all the lecturers that are bad. Thank you, Jari. And I think it's everywhere. But ASU should be sensitive to the agreement they signed with the government. Yes, I agree. I totally agree with you. The phone line still open, 08055 009850 08055 Prince Adelowo Kayode Okin at Adelowo Kayode 1 on Twitter is saying federal government should distribute money to the poorest of the poor they might have identified on time. People are dying of hunger. A news is spreading on social media that Oyo State will go on total lockdown for 2 days to distribute COVID-19 relief items. How true and how when? Fake news. I can confirm that this is fake news. Nobody has declared that Oyo State is going on any total lockdown. If you hear it from anywhere, you hear it from BCS.
Distribute food.
So sorry, that is total fake news, sir. Nobody has announced total lockdown in Oyo State as at this morning. No. So please don't join them in carrying it. Thank you so much, Prince Adelowo Kayode. We have a caller here.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Walter is my name from Oluyole.
Okay, Walter, please go ahead.
Alright, let me start by the system we run in Nigeria is just what is messing. And there should be, one would say, education. Education needs to be improved year in and year out. So imagine how we talk of technology. We live in the modern world right now. Most of our education facilities are still in the same old way. For example, if you say professors, what improvement are they bringing to professors? Getting that title. I remember back in some years after I studied architecture, my department were still run in the olden ways. Now we use technology. The whole world uses technology. But my department, we don't know that kind of stuff. And you want the best. You want the students coming out to do the best. So I would say that the system needs to be improved so that we can always have the best yearly. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Walter from Oluyole. Thank you so much. The phone line is still open. We can still take a couple more calls. 08055. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Reverend Babatode from Lalate.
Okay. Nice to have you, Reverend.
What's our age, Reverend?
With Alhaji Atiku Abubakar on the death of 2 policemen. And we say that the Lord Almighty will give them fortitude to bear the loss.
Amen.
And we want the federal government to investigate so that those people that perpetrate such evil acts should be caught and dealt with severely. God bless us.
All right.
Thank you, Reverend.
Somebody said Reverend is commiserating with Atiku in Adamawa. Our Kinjide is here too now. I'm sure Reverend forgot that. Or there was not enough time for Reverend to remember. All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, this is talking from Ogumoso.
Nice to have you, sir.
I used to enjoy your program.
Thank you.
I just want to see this opportunity to control the people of the old Western region. And the party of Mr. Tepto Tom.
Amen. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. Of course, Baba sound like people of Western regions.
Yes.
Those are the Akinjide people. Let me quickly go back to Facebook. Adeyemo Adeshino says, Ile Akede, you are simply wonderful. Thanks so much. All right. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. Can we take one more call before we run? Okay. 08055 009850. 08055 009850. Let me see. I hope I don't owe anybody any comment on social media before they start attacking me now. I did not read their comments. Every single comment as justice has been done. Okay, we're already on the home run right now. Mr. Oluyole on Facebook, he's saying nice one. Okay, thank you. And Oluyole, we really appreciate it.
Last call.
Last caller for the day.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, sir.
This is Pastor Lauren.
Please go ahead. 30 seconds. We are in the home
Please,
run.
I want to ask, are you the Dio I saw vicious 7 o'clock news yesterday?
Yes, sir. It's the same day, sir.
Oh, God bless you.
Amen.
God bless you.
Amen.
In fact, your face, your voice, everything about you is beautiful.
Oh, thank you so much, sir.
Keep it up.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir.
So your smile and the way you and manner you used to answer questions makes me happy.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you.
Amen.
Please, I want you to know that God is in existence. What is happening now is because people have deviated from the word of God. And this is punishment to the world until now they come back to God. Because if the people I call by my name will humble themselves and from their sin, God will look down from heaven and I will forgive their sin and I will heal their land. If Nigeria can come back to God, God will surely heal our land.
Amen. Thank you so much, sir. Amen. Thank you so much. That will be the last call for today. A very big thank you to everyone who made today's show a success. Thank you so much. I will really appreciate it. Boluwaji is in the studio, and we're about to go.
Sports tidbits.
Yes, so that's the sorry, no more phone calls. It's the home run. Till tomorrow when we come your way again. I am Oladayo Ogunbowale.
And I'm Tola Teriba. Abuluwaji AFCON 2021 faces postponement. So take on that.
No doubt about it. It's all about the whole COVID-19 crowd crisis, but hopefully, by 2020 we'll overcome this crowd crisis, and of course we'll return to normal life. We'll have our sports back, and of course we'll get to enjoy AFCON once again. Cameroon will be hosting. Wow. But the big problem right now is this: it will either take place in the summer or in the winter. Don't forget. Yeah, it's always a very big issue to decide that very one. And don't forget that football calendar globally has actually been disrupted at the moment. We don't know when the current season will end. So all of those things, put together, you say, a lot of uncertainty out there. But of course, just hope that we will overcome this whole crisis, and of course, normal life will resume. Good morning, Oyo State. Good morning, Nigeria. Time check at 7:30 a.m. I know it's sport time right here on Oluyole 98.5 FM, as well as Agility FM 92.1 and Okyogun FM 96.3. Time to bring you up to speed with all the happenings and making the rounds in the beautiful world of sports. Bring you the latest, the hottest, and the juiciest news. I'm making the rounds from football to basketball to tennis. Name it, I've got you covered this lovely morning. My name is Boluwaji Ogunbowale. Bring you all the news, exclusive interviews, as we'll bring you the news as it's happening. Yes, the news you can use as far as sport is concerned. Yes, this is Sport TV. Don't forget, my Joseph Yobo series continues today. It's episode 3, and of course you'll be hearing how a certain Premier League club helped Joseph Yobo pick up a ticket to the FIFA World Cup in 2014. But before that, let's hit the ground running with news from the local scene, where Heartland Football Coach Board course, Fidelity Lechoko has slammed the football clubs in Nigeria that are looking to cut the salaries of their players due to the coronavirus pandemic. The news of player salary reduction dominated the media in the past few weeks and has also generated controversies. When asked if Atlanta is also planning to cut the salary of the players, Lechoko distanced his club from such an act and insisted it is very, very wrong for any club to cut the salary of their players. National League club Yobe Stars have announced pay cuts for their players until further notice. One Nigerian professional football league side, the Qatar FC, reportedly placed their players and coaches on half salary. Let me also remind you that Wiki Tourists have also announced that they will not cut players' salary, that they will pay them their full salary during this pandemic. Moving on this morning, Super Eagles team coordinator Patrick Pascal, who happens to be the chairman of the Bauchi Football Association, has called on the government of the country to immediately arrest former Super Eagles handlers Bonfrey Joe and Clemens Westerhoff amidst US 94 World Cup match fixing claims. Bonfrey Joe, who assisted Westerhoff back then, had claimed in a recent interview that Westerhoff collected $100,000 to lose a World Cup game involving the Super Eagles of Nigeria and their Italian counterpart in 1994. Patrick said that the government must call the two tacticians for questioning, as the allegation is a very serious one. The former Shooting Star striker said this while featuring on PSOS TV Sports Show Fans Forum on Monday. Let's listen to the voice of Patrick Pascal on the show this lovely morning.
Well, when they are talking like that, if the NFF, you understand, and then this is a serious allegation. They're supposed to call Bonfrey Joe to come and explain. Because you cannot sell a country. We are not fools. So now they need to, even the media, they are not, let them do well, let them try and interview Bonfrey in a live show like the one now that we are doing.
Yes, he said it on a live show actually, which I monitored. He said it on a live show which I monitored.
Thank you. If he said it live, Nigerian government is supposed to arrest him, and then they're supposed to arrest Westerhoff wherever he is, because of the Bonfrey Joe need to come and prove to Nigeria. You understand that? Why did you betray Nigerians? Why did you do that? If Bonfrey Joe will talk that, you understand, in the live show, recorded anywhere, everybody, you understand, listening. Let me tell you something. If we do not arrest those people, and that means that we don't even know what we are doing. So we will even call the attention of NFF. Let me tell you something. They should make sure that the federal government of Nigeria arrest anybody that's match fixing.
They listen to Super Eagles team coordinator Patrick Pascal. Alright, Clemens Westerhoff, remember, led the country's national senior men team to the maiden global showpiece appearance in 1994, months after leading them to an African Cup of Nations glory. Bonfrey Joe has since issued a disclaimer regarding the US 94 World Cup match fixing claims. Moving on this lovely morning, moving to my Joseph Yobo series, the third edition. On today's edition of Joseph Yobo series, the Super Eagles defender will tell us how he returned to England on loan at Norwich City to revive his 2014 World Cup participation hopes, which was gradually fading into thin air. Joseph Yobo is on Spotted Beat this lovely morning.
I think after we won the Nations Cup 2013, there was a misunderstanding, and Miss Keshi is not here today to talk about it, but I don't like to go deep. That was the only time I was out of the national team, and my injuries, I started being injury prone. So I missed out for almost a year, and the World Cup was coming. So I was playing in the Champions League and Europa Cup for Fenerbahce, but I know what I was going through to play those games. I wasn't 100% fit. So in order for me to make the World Cup team, obviously I'm getting to my peak and younger players are coming up. had to make a statement. And that statement was going back because the Turkish league is very, very good, but Nigerians don't watch it. It's not shown on TV. So I had to make a statement by going back to the Premiership where people can see me play. I think my first game was against Man City. This is an injured player that hasn't played in a while. I'm coming back, and my first game was Man City. I was like, wow, how am I going to defend against them, the Dzeko, the whole players? But it was a good move for me. I think that game I won man of the match. And people actually saw that, okay, Yobo, even with his injury, he can still play. So that means there is a spot for him to go to the World Cup. And I played 8 games consecutively before my injury again. And the injury happened because I took a risk to play for my manager. You know, I knew that could have happened because I wasn't very fit, but I went back to Turkey to see my family, and he called me one day and said, I have to return immediately. I said, what is going on? He said, the next game that we have is a must-win game. I said, well, at this point we agreed that after a couple of games I'm going to rest, you know, refreshing and come back so I can be stronger again because I'm also managing my injury. He said, no, I need you in this game. And because he was a very good manager, I understood what was going on. I had to play, even knowing that there is a risk in between. We played the game at home. We played so well. We didn't score. Unfortunately, they didn't score us. It was a 0-0 situation. But after the manager was fired, and then my injury started. At that point, I said, I've made a sacrifice to leave Fenerbahce in Turkey to come to England and play. Now I'm injured. So it looks like I was risking the purpose. Me going to England was going to be, the purpose of going to the World Cup was going to be defeated. So I made a decision, even when the club wanted me to come back and play with injuries because they were struggling with relegation. I had to make a decision. I said, if I play one more game not fit, that will be the end for me. So basically, after 8 games, I never played again till the World Cup. So I missed a couple of months not playing till the World Cup. So that's why I played 8 games for Norwich. And at that time in Norwich, honestly, I fell in love with the club as well.
That was former Super Eagles captain Joseph Fijabi talking to us. Now tomorrow on the Joseph Fijabi series, he'll be telling us how it feels like to be the first Nigerian player to play 100 games. Alright, moving on this lovely morning, the former D Tigers captain and NBA legend Oluyole has lamented the poor treatment of the 2015 Afro Basket men's winning team by the federal government, saying that the team deserved the proper recognition. The Tigers, captained by Oluyole, won the country's first Afro Basket trophy in Tunisia in 2015 after several attempts, following a 74-65 win over favourites Angola in the final. The former Orlando Magic star said it was unfair how the government treated the team despite achieving a milestone. Oluyole said if it was football, the team would have been appreciated and rewarded. Says, and I quote, even the money they gave us, we didn't want to collect it. We wanted to show them that we were there to serve the country. The Super Eagles that won the Nations Cup in 2013 were given 5 million naira each and a plot of land in Abuja and were awarded different national awards for a trophy that they were not winning for the first time. Oluyole said, we are not asking for lands or houses. We just wanted to be appreciated. We were given $1,000, $2,000, which was about 600,000 at that time, but they gave 1.2 million naira to the under-17 team for winning the World Cup and gave us 600,000 naira for winning the Afro Basket trophy. He believes that is not actually good enough. Moving to tennis this morning, major tennis international governing bodies have joined up with the 4 Grand Slams to help provide financial assistance for lower-ranked players affected by coronavirus pandemic. The ATP and WTA says that they are in discussions with International Tennis Federation and the 4 Grand Slam tournaments over a player relief program. The project is currently being finalized and will be reportedly be worth about £4.9 million, with details about the scheme to be released very, very soon. Moving to boxing, former heavyweight champion David Hay says Anthony Joshua is the only boxer that has the arsenal to beat Tyson Fury. Joshua secured a unanimous points decision win over Andrews Jr. last year in Saudi Arabia to reclaim his world title. Fury established himself as boxing's premier heavyweight when he knocked out Deontay Wilder in their match to claim the WBC world title in February. However, he feels that Tyson Fury still has work to do if he's to prove his supremacy beyond all doubt with a host of challengers and champions lineup to vie for the crown. And he believes that Anthony Oluwafemi Olaseni Joshua tops the list according to Fury's former rival David Haye. Moving to baseball this morning, quite an impressive news coming from South Korea as a professional sport returned to South Korea yesterday as coronavirus restrictions ease with the first pitch thrown in a baseball preseason derby in front of an empty stadium. The Seoul-based sides, Dawson Bears and LG Twins, two biggest rivals in the country's most popular spectator sport, shared the same stadium. Yesterday, they played a game, although behind closed doors, even cheerleaders were not allowed in, not to even talk about reporters. But of course, the first professional sports return to South Korea yesterday, and we hope that football also will return very, very soon. Back to football this morning, where Tottenham's Sergio Real and Moussa Sissoko have apologized for training together despite the coronavirus restrictions. Right back, Real posted a video on social media, but of course he has still deleted it, of him wearing a mask while running shuttles and sitting next to midfielder Sissoko. UK government guidelines says that you can only exercise on your own or with people you live with. It is the third time that Tottenham Hotspur staff have been caught doing something similar. Manager Jose Mourinho was earlier pictured holding a one-on-one training session in a park with midfielder Tanga Ndombele. Teammates Syrian Session and Davison Sanchez have also been filmed running side by side. What's up with Tottenham and breaking the rules as something needs to be done drastically. Alright, from Tottenham, let's head straight to Newcastle, where Amnesty International have written to the Premier League to raise their concerns over the £300 million purchase of Newcastle United by a consortium of buyers, including Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund. Amnesty International is asking Premier League Chief Executive Richard Masters to fully consider the human rights situation in Saudi Arabia as part of the Premier League's owners and directors test. In a letter to Masters, Amnesty UK's director Kate Allen says that there are serious questions for the Premier League to address concerning that particular deal. Well, should the takeover happen, yes, Newcastle will undoubtedly be the richest club in the Premier League, and before you know what's happening, they will just be dominating the Premier League, and of course maybe the Champions League as well. Alright, moving straight to Spain this morning, where Barcelona's iconic Camp Nou Stadium is set to be renamed for 1 year as the Catalan Chiefs are eager to cash in on the famed edifice to raise substantial sum of money to support the fight against COVID-19 in Spain. The La Liga Giants have given the title right of their 99,000 capacity stadium to Pet Project Barcelona Foundation, who will get title sponsor for a 1 year deal. When finalized, the stadium will be renamed with the combination of the sponsor's name and the Camp Nou. It will be the first time since 1957 that the legendary Barcelona Stadium will be renamed in title sponsorship deal, and it will be only for the 2020-2021 La Liga season. Still in Spain, clubs in Spain's top two divisions have agreed to give an additional €200 million over the next 4 years to boost Spanish sport and the lower league football. Imagine the league supporting the entire sports federation. Football is a very important part of the economy, and we hope that the Nigerian government will also look at giving an enabling environment to clubs in Nigeria to actually flourish, and private investors come in as well, so that sport will be able to contribute so well into the economy of this great country. why not follow suit just like Spain moving to Netherlands this morning, where professional sports in the Netherlands have been banned until the 1st of September after its suspension was extended by 3 months due to COVID-19 pandemic. The Dutch FA had planned to resume the suspended football season for its top 2 divisions on the 19th of June behind closed doors, but Dutch Prime Minister Mark Rutte has announced on Tuesday all major public events, including professional sports and music festivals, are prohibited until the 1st of September to prevent a resurgence of COVID-19 infection. 3 of the top 4 clubs in Holland, that's Ajax, AZ Alkmaar and PSV, have called for the season to be cancelled entirely. Alright, moving away from let's talk about UEFA this morning. UEFA is set to announce the postponed 2021 Women's European Championship will take place from the 6th to 31st of July 2020. The tournament to be held in England has been pushed back a year after the Men's European Championship and the Tokyo Olympics were both postponed until 2021 because of the global coronavirus pandemic. The intention is to use the same venues as the original tournament. Well, moving the Euro 2020 will avoid 2 women's tournament in the same summer. I mean, a lot of disruption to world football and world sport, but of course we pray that God heal our land. Alright, as we move to the home stretch this morning, former Nigeria international Vincent Nyama has revealed that he rejected offers from top Premier League sides Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. Remember that the 37-year-old goalkeeper helped Nigeria win the 2013 AFCON title, and of course he was a free agent then when he joined League One side. But of course, he said after his wonderful performance at the 2006 Nations Cup and the 2014 World Cup, he was actually approached by Arsenal and Tottenham, but he felt that he needed to play more football, he needed more playing time. That's why he decided to go straight to France. Alright, that will be all on Sported Bits this lovely morning. I must say a very big thank you to everyone who's been part of today's production. Yes, and of course to you for listening. The show returns tomorrow with another exciting package. Till then, do have a lovely day and stay safe.
You're about to listen to the hottest sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 98.5 FM. You're listening to the Urban Frequency. Listen all you want. It's always free. Thanks for showing us the way to better radio.
Oluyole 98.5 FM.
Here we go.
You're about to listen to the hottest sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 98.5 FM. You're listening to the Urban Frequency.
This is Oluyole 98.5 FM. It's 10 minutes before 8. Welcome to the Commercial Corner.
tipẹ́tipẹ́ ni wọ́n ti ń sọ pé ìyá lalábàárò bó ti wù kílẹ̀ ó lọ́ọ̀yì tó ìyá ọmọ ni kì í jámọ́ tílẹ̀. ìdí nìyí tí àgbáríjọpọ̀ àwọn obìnrin ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ fún àlàáfíà ìlú National Muslim Women in Politics and Peace Initiatives ẹ̀ka ti ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣe ń gbóhùn àdúrà sókè sí Ọlọ́run ọba láti bá ní wagbo dẹ́kun fún àìsàn tó mì gbogbo ayé tìtìtì coronavirus tí wọ́n tún pè ní COVID-19 gẹ́gẹ́ bí obìnrin abiyamọ àtìyàwó lọ́ọ̀dẹ ọkọ tí ń lépa àlàáfíà bí wọ́n ṣe ń rawọ́ rasẹ̀ sí Ọlọ́run ọba lékè ọlá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wọ́n tún dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ fún ti iṣẹ́ ìwòsàn tó ṣe fún gómìnà wa onímọ̀ ẹ̀rọ Olúwaṣèyí Abíọ́dún Mákindé tó fi jàjàbọ́ lọ́wọ́ COVID-19 ọba tó ṣe yí òní jẹ́ tún padà sẹ́yìn mọ́. Àgbáríjọpọ̀ National Muslim Women in Politics and Peace Initiative wọ́n wá rọ gbogbo àwọn obìnrin pàápàá jùlọ ìyálàjẹ àti màmá lọ́jà láti rí dájú pé wọ́n tẹ̀lé gbogbo àmọ̀ràn táwọn onímọ̀ làálẹ̀ ká lè bá jàjàbọ́ lọ́wọ́ àrùn coronavirus tí ń ràn mọ́ bí iná inú ọyẹ́ wọ́n ní ká máa fọwọ́ wa lóòrèkóòrè pẹ̀lú ọṣẹ àtomi ká fi hand sanitizer pawọ́ ìyẹn nílàrè ká yẹra fún àpéjọpọ̀ èèyàn tó bá pọ̀ jù tá a bá fẹ́ sí tàbí wúkọ́ ká fi tissue paper bomú ká sì sọ́ọ̀nù síbi tó bá yẹ wọ́n wá ní ká gbélé wa lásìkò yìí tá a bá rẹni tí ń ṣàìsàn wọ́n ní ká má wò níran o ká tètè fi tú àwọn elétò ìlera létí National Muslim Women in Politics and Peace Initiatives ẹ̀ka tìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ló ní àní ṣàìsàn.
Listen to this public service announcement. In accordance with the Environmental Impact Assessment Act 2004, which makes it mandatory for proponents of all new major development activities to carry out environmental impact assessments on their proposed project, the Federal Ministry of Environment hereby announces a 21 working days public notice for information and comments on the draft ESMP report submitted by the Ibadan Urban Flood Management Project Implementation Unit. The Ibadan Urban Flood Management Project is a World Bank assessment project which aims at developing the long-term flood risk management framework by initiating risk assessment and community awareness. The project will involve dredging of streams and clearing of blocked drains in 33 locations across 9 local government areas: Akinyele, Ido, Oluyole, Lagelu, Egbeda, Ibadan North, Ibadan Northeast, Ibadan Southwest, and Ibadan Southeast. It will also involve the dredging of Bethel and Baro streams in Ido and Lagelu local government respectively. The display centers are Oyo State Ministry of Environment and Natural Resources, Ibadan, Federal Ministry of Environment Office, Ibadan, headquarters of the affected local government, Ibadan Urban Flood Management Project Office, Federal Ministry of Environment, Independence Way, South Central Business District, Abuja, or visit www.ead.gov.ng. Duration of display from 26th March to 23rd April 2020. Time 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. daily. All comments should be forwarded to the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Environment,